Pop the top, it's time for a new video to drop. And today I'm playing WWE 2K22 MyGM, but I can only draft tag team wrestlers, which is exactly why our GM is a tag team specialist, if you will, as we are going to be using Shawn Michaels as our GM, which means we get the beginner's luck power card, which can raise the popularity of the superstar with the lowest popularity on your roster by plus 20%. Now, when we go in, we got to choose what brand we want, and because we are using Shawn Michaels, I think it's only fitting that we take over NXT because he, has got a lot of loyalty to NXT. So we're going to go ahead and choose that, but it means that we get a unique power card of title matches booked for this week. We'll receive a large match rating boost. I'm not really sure I like that power card too much, but we are going to choose that power card. Now, real quick, our GM opponent, we're going to randomize it this time, and we're going to be going up against William Regal. The opposing brand, I don't really care which brand, but it's going to be NXT UK apparently. We're going to turn the difficulty up to normal. Our duration, of course, is going to be 15 weeks, and we're about to jump right on into this default draft. But because of the new patch that WWE 2K22 just dropped, we now have access to more matches per week, as well as tag team championships, both for the men and for the women. So I'm really excited about this one. Before we jump on into this draft, though, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button today because we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and hit that like button down below. Can we hit 1,000 likes in this video in the first 24 hours of it being uploaded? I think we can. For me to be eligible to draft you, you have to have been a tag team wrestler at some point in your career. Now, Brock Lesnar was a part of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew alongside Shelton Benjamin, but I feel like that's kind of pulling it a little too much. However, Drew McIntyre has won the tag titles quite a bit, so we're going to go ahead and draft Drew McIntyre as our #1 pick. Now, who did they take? They went ahead and took Becky Lynch. They took the man. You hate to see that. Well, guess what? I'm going to take the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, another former tag team champion. So we're going to go ahead and grab him. Who are they going to grab next? Brock? Yep, they went ahead and took Brock Lesnar, which is absolutely fine because we are about to take a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion and Finn Balor. Let's go ahead and draft Finn Balor to the roster. They took Kyle O'Reilly. That was actually going to be one of my picks. That's crazy that they just stole. All right, you know what? We're going to go ahead and draft Asuka because the Kabuki Warriors was one of my favorite women's tag teams in WWE history. So we're going to go ahead and draft Asuka. Who are they going to grab next? Bianca, they really done took the EST. You hate to see that, bro. But we're going to go ahead and draft the Rated R Superstar. Go ahead and give me Edge because he's been in a bunch of tag teams in his career. Don't y'all? All right, you know what? Y'all can take Lacey Evans. That's fine because now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Big E. He's a part of New Day. That's a big tag team. He's won tag titles before. This is beautiful, bro. Y'all really done took somebody. Okay, they took Walter. I was going to take Walter, but they took Walter. Oh, man. Alexa Bliss, former women's tag team champion alongside of Nikki Cross. So we're going to go ahead and draft Alexa Bliss to the roster. You best believe they done took Isaiah Swerve. Y'all took Swerve from me? Y'all have done crossed the line, bro. No TNA in this house. Well, you know what? Speaking of TNA, somebody who's been in quite a lot of tag teams, go ahead and give me that dirty dog. Go ahead and give me Mr. Glorious. Go ahead and give me Robert Roode. Come here, Bobby. All right, who are they about to draft next? Damien Priest with the da-na-na-na. You can take that every day of the week. Give me somebody that's been a tag champion with his son. Give me Rey Mysterio, bro. Easy like a Sunday morning. Okay, they took Jinder Mahal. They took Jinder Mahal. That's crazy. All right, Ria Ripley has been a former women's tag team champion, also alongside Nikki Cross. Well, I guess Nikki ASH. So we're going to go ahead and draft Ria Ripley as well. Boost her up that women's division just a little bit. You done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake. I can't allow y'all to draft Dakota Kai, man. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Why? Why would you do that? They done took Dakota Kai, man. We gotta take some cheaper options here. Let's scroll down, see what we can work with here in terms of tag teams. You know what? Give me Liv Morgan. She's synonymous with tag teams. Everybody seems to turn their back on her. They took Mandy Rose. All right, y'all can take Mandy. We got $151,000 to work with. I feel like it would be very unjust if I did not take one of the Iconics. So we're going to go ahead and go with Peyton Royce this time because well, they're the same price. So, you know what? I think our roster ended up being pretty nice. We didn't really draft a cohesive tag team per se, but we drafted nothing but tag team wrestlers. So we're going to have to kind of make do with what we do, if you know what I'm saying. So let's see if they're going to draft anybody else here on NXT UK. They drafted Natalya. All right. You know what? They drafted Pete Dunne because we're never calling him by that other name on this channel. They got Fabian Eichner too. All right. Slapjack? Y'all got Slapjack as the last pick? All right, y'all gotta relax on that one, bro. We need to select our NXT Men's Champion, which means we're gonna get a plus 10 popularity to anybody that grabs this. So I'm thinking right out the gate, we're gonna go ahead and give this to Roman Reigns. We're gonna give it to the Tribal Chief. I feel like it's only fitting. It's apropos, if you know what I'm saying. Now with the Women's Championship, I know this might be a very interesting decision, but I'm going to go ahead and give this to Peyton Royce. I feel like bumping up Peyton Royce's popularity from a 47 to a 57 could actually do pretty well because then everybody's pretty much averaged out to a decent couple numbers here in our women's division. So we're going to go ahead and give that to Peyton Royce. Now, you can't make your tag champions by default, but you can set it up in a match, and that is exactly what we're going to do on week 1. With our week 1 show, we open things off with Big E defeating Finn Balor. We then had Edge do a little role change promo, which I thought was pretty nice. Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan are now the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions as they defeat Asuka and Ria Ripley. We got Peyton Royce calling out Asuka after that match. Bobby Roode defeats Rey Mysterio in the main event of the evening. We got Drew McIntyre defeating Roman Reigns to become the new NXT champion in a huge momentum shift. Now, like, as we go over, you'll notice that Becky Lynch and Dakota Kai are the new NXT UK Women Tag Team Champions because they don't have those titles. I was actually very interested in what titles they were going to use. Nevertheless, they booked this tag match, this singles match, this singles match. So it looks like we might have edged them out in the expectation. I'm not sure. Let's find out who won in this week. I have no idea. Did we win? We did. Barely, just barely, by 3,000. We have taken the lead, and we are in the #1 position. NXT this week on week 2 sees Peyton Royce open the show up, defeating Liv Morgan. That's right, the NXT Women's Champion did defeat the NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. We then had Asuka call out Peyton Royce, raising up their rivalry to a level 2. You love to see it. Rey Mysterio then battles Finn Balor, defeating him. We got Edge calling out Big E. After that, it is Big E feuding with Robert Roode. We then have Ria Ripley doing a little role change to get a little bit more diversity in terms of heels and faces inside of that women's division. In the main event of the evening, we gave Roman Reigns his rematch clause, and Drew McIntyre defeats Roman Reigns in an Extreme Rules match to keep the championship. And from that drama curve, it looks like we stomped NXT UK out this week. If we take a look at their card, look at this, bro. They got Slapjack and Fabian Eichner versus O'Reilly and Pete Dunne. You got Brock Lesnar. Dakota Kai defeats Mandy Rose. You love to see that, honestly, though. And then Swerve defeats Walter in the main event. You love to see that. Great show, but not good enough to defeat us. I'm just putting it out there like that. As you can see, we are still in the lead, but it's only by 1,000 fans. So we don't have too big of a lead yet. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but we do have the lead as we head into week 3. Week 3 show actually opens up with an NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. We are actually in Liv Morgan's hometown, and Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss lose the NXT Women's Tag titles against Asuka and Rhea Ripley. But right after that, Peyton Royce calls out Asuka yet again, raising up their rivalry to a level 3 as we head into the pay-per-view. They're getting a little bit spicy here, and they've not touched yet once. So I'm really excited about that match. Heading into the next match, though, Robert Roode does defeat Rey Mysterio yet again. After that, we got Big E calling out Edge, which is followed up with Edge losing to Gunther McGirder, who is a free... Okay, well... See, I was just going to have Edge and Big E feud, but I guess that's not going to work now because Edge and Gunther McGirder are in a feud. What? What? All right, you know what? We move on, though. Roman Reigns calls out Drew McIntyre. That gets them up to a level 2 rivalry, which is then followed up with Drew McIntyre defeating Finn Balor in our main event. NXT UK whooped our tail this week, bro. And that's because they booked an NXT UK Women's Tag title match in the opening contest. Walter did a promo. We had Bianca Belair defeating Lacey Evans. You had a call-out promo from Swerve. Pete Dunne defeated Jinder Mahal in an Extreme Rules match. Fabian Eichner did a little self-promo. And Kyle O'Reilly wins the NXT UK Championship from Brock Lesnar. But did that make it so we drop in the rankings? Did we drop in the rankings? We sadly did by what? How did we drop 12,000 to NXT UK? That's crazy, bro. Oh, come on. We once again were slain by NXT UK in the ratings this week. You hate to see that. But nevertheless, Liv Morgan does defeat Peyton Royce in the opening contest, non-title, of course. We then had Asuka call out Peyton Royce, raising this up to a level 4 rivalry, which I feel like is going to do very well at the pay-per-view, which is coming up. We then have Rey Mysterio defeating Bobby Roode, raising them up to a level 2 rivalry. We got McIntyre and Reigns up to a level 3 rivalry. Big E does defeat Edge. We then have Rhea Ripley calling out Alexa Bliss. After that, Finn Balor defeats Roman Reigns in the main event. Now, let's take a look at NXT UK. All right, they booked an Extreme Rules match. And that has a level 3 rivalry. No wonder it did really well. All right. I understand. Now, how big are the damages that we're looking at here? How big are those damages? We are down by, we're down by a little bit. I'm not going to lie to y'all. We're not going to lie at all because we are down by a little bit with the pay-per-view coming up. Maybe we can flip the scale a little bit. Let's go ahead and see what happens at our first pay-per-view. This pay-per-view was kind of rated evenly. I'm not going to lie. I don't know who's going to take it with this one, but we did get amazing booking. We opened things up with a tables match between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, where Roman Reigns picks up the NXT Championship from Drew McIntyre. We then have an advertiser promo with Liv Morgan. After that, Bobby Roode does defeat Rey Mysterio in a normal match. We got Alexa Bliss defeating Rhea Ripley in a normal match. We got the NXT tag titles, the men's tag titles on the line as Edge and Finn Balor defeat Gunther McGirder and Big E. Thankfully, man, thankfully. And in the main event of the evening, we got Asuka defeating Peyton Royce in a NXT Women's Championship match, and the rivalry is complete for them, which is awesome to see. Same thing with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. We finished up those rivalries, and it's on to a new. But NXT UK, on the other hand, we had Bianca Belair defeat Lacey Evans. Brock Lesnar did a self-promo. Jinder Mahal defeated Damien Priest. We got Dakota Kai in a charity promo. Swerve defeated Walter. You got Dakota Kai and Mandy Rose in a little call-out ski. We got Slapjack and Fabian Eichner defeating Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne. Becky Lynch defeats Natalya to win the NXT UK Women's Championship. Now tell me, did I take the lead? I hope I took the lead. Could I take the lead? I did not take the lead. In fact, I lost the lead. Oh no, man. We're getting further and further down the hole. In week 6 of our MyGM, and we open things up with new NXT Tag Team Champions as Drew McIntyre and Rey Mysterio defeat Finn Balor and Edge for the NXT Tag Team Championship. So McIntyre loses the NXT World title, immediately gains the tag titles. We then have Roman Reigns calling out a little Stone Cold. What? That's right, bro. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin to come over, and he is going to be feuding with Roman Reigns right out the gate. So Roman Reigns comes out and calls out old Stone Cold for being bald, you know what I'm saying? We then got Big E going up against Bobby Roode. We got Liv Morgan doing a little bit of charity work. After that, Peyton Royce does defeat Alexa Bliss, getting a little bit back on track. We then have Stone Cold calling out Roman Reigns later on in the night, followed up with Asuka defeating Rhea Ripley in the main event, really solidifying that she is the women's champion right now. And it looks like we absolutely mollywopped NXT UK. But just to take a look at what they booked, all right, they're kind of running with the same old, same old. That means we had to have taken the lead, right? We had to have taken the lead. We had to have. Okay, we didn't take the lead, but we're closing up the distance. We're making that distance a little bit shorter, so that way we can finally take the lead. I predict by the pay-per-view, we're going to have the lead. That's what I'm going to call it right now. Week 7 NXT UK defeated us in the ratings this week. It is what it is, man. Nevertheless, though, we opened things up with Rhea Ripley defeating Asuka in the opening contest because Rhea Ripley felt cheated last week, got a rematch somehow, some way, and defeated Asuka. 50-50 booking. What you gonna do about it? Nevertheless, Peyton Royce calls out Alexa Bliss. We then have Drew McIntyre defeating Bobby Roode. We got Big E calling out Edge. After that, Edge defeats McGurder, which this is last week for McGurder, thankfully. We then have Finn Balor calling out Drew McIntyre. In the main event of the evening, Rey Mysterio defeats Roman Reigns, but only because a little Stone Cold got involved and actually made it so Rey could win the match. Now, over on NXT UK, look, man, I'm going to just keep it honest with you. They booked a title match, and they got Roddy Piper versus Brock Lesnar. That's crazy. All right, maybe this week was kind of better for NXT UK. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to take away the credit from them. They absolutely did their thing. We don't have too much of a deficit anymore, so hopefully we can overcome that. I'm still predicting by the pay-per-view. I'm still predicting it. Very even week here on the MyGM, but it looks like we did take a little bit of an advantage with that main event. However, we kicked off an incredible episode of NXT with Rhea Ripley defeating Asuka to become the new NXT Women's Champion after winning her match last week. I thought it was only fitting, but Asuka will get a rematch at the pay-per-view. We had Big E call out Edge once again. Following that, we had the NXT tag titles on the line as Bobby Roode and Finn Balor defeat Rey Mysterio and Drew McIntyre to become the NXT Tag Champions. We then have Liv Morgan doing a little bit of charity work. After that, Peyton Royce defeats Alexa Bliss. Following that, Edge calls out Big E, which, I thought that was going to help out the rivalry a little bit, but you know what? It did not at all. And then after that, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin beating down Roman Reigns. I know it says it's a match, but let's just imagine it's more of like a brawl. It's not really a one-on-one match, but it did get the rivalry up to a level 3. Stone Cold did come out of that looking better. So, and it was also non-title. We're going to know that we're on our way to Stone Cold versus Roman Reigns at the pay-per-view. It's absolutely beautiful. You love to see it. They booked a Hell in a Cell match. Really? A Hell in a Cell match. That's what we're doing on free TV? A Hell in a Cell match? All right, man, get me out of here. That's all I need to see. I better have taken the lead. That's all I'm saying. Let's go! We took the lead, baby, by like 40,000 fans as well. That's great. You love to see that, especially as we head in to the pay-per-view. We're on week 9, the go-home show to the pay-per-view, and I did not feel confident in this card. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ran into a little bit of a money issue because I signed the new talent that's featured on this card, and it became a huge issue. Nevertheless, though, we opened things up with Finn Balor and Bobby Roode defeating Drew McIntyre and Rey. I injured Drew McIntyre and Rey Mysterio. Oh no! The NXT tag titles were on the line, but at what cost? Oh my God, man. Then we had Stone Cold versus Roman Reigns in a level 4 rivalry now, which is awesome. Sasha Banks makes her debut defeating Peyton Royce. We then have Rhea Ripley calling out Asuka, which is a level 4 rivalry. You love to see that as well. We got Alexa Bliss defeating Liv Morgan. We got an advertising promo by Roman Reigns. In the main event of the evening, Edge defeated Big E. We definitely dropped in the ratings this week. I 100% know it. There ain't no doubt. They got an NXT Women's Tag title match. I can't believe that we got an injury, man. 2 of them. That's crazy. Please tell me we're still number 1. Please tell me we're still number 1. We are still number 1 going into the pay-per-view, and I think I can make this work at the pay-per-view. I think I can. I think I can. I went into this card, this pay-per-view, not knowing how it was going to do, man. I had no idea if this was going to go well because I ran into so much money issues on this show, along with 2 of our top stars getting injured before the pay-per-view. But as you can see, we pulled it out. And look at this, man. Roman Reigns defeated Stone Cold for the NXT Championship to retain that title. We then had Edge and Big E become the new NXT Tag Titles. A little unfitting tag team, if you will. You know, they've been kind of feuding a lot. We then had Peyton Royce defeat Alexa Bliss, which also got a rivalry complete. Sasha Banks defeated Liv Morgan, which kind of started up a rivalry. Asuka defeated Ria Ripley, which became the new women's champion again, is Asuka, and it was a tables match, mind you, which is kind of crazy. We move forward though, and we're gonna take a look at what NXT UK did. They didn't really do anything special, like honestly, like nothing on this card stands out to me as anything crazy. But did we keep our win? I hope we did. I feel like we must have, to be completely honest. We did. We are still number 1 in the rankings. Let's go. Issues are the name of the game for me right now, man. I can't seem to catch a break with my checkbook, but Peyton Royce does defeat Asuka here in our opening contest, kind of reigniting that rivalry a little bit. We got Ria Ripley in an advertising promo. Edge and Bobby Roode are teaming up to take on Rey Mysterio and Drew McIntyre, who they defeat. We then got Sasha Banks calling out Liv Morgan. After that, we got a little Stone Cold defeating Finn Balor. We got Alexa Bliss in an advertising promo right after that. And our main event of the evening, Big E defeats Roman Reigns to become, well, actually, it's not title. I lied. It ain't to become nothing. I almost got you. I almost got you. Don't lie. I almost got you. Moving forward, though, to NXT UK, once again taking over. The only thing that's really special on this card to me is that Dakota Kai and Becky Lynch are your NXT UK Women's Tag Team Champions, which is a very good thing for them. But, you know, I hope that didn't mean they took us over in the rankings. That's all I'm hoping. That's all I'm hoping. That's all I'm hoping. They did not, but they are catching up on the road to WrestleMania. We only got a few weeks left. Can we hold out that dub? NXT UK is mounting one heck of a comeback on me as we move into the next week. But we open things up with Ria Ripley defeating Alexa Bliss. We got a little role change promo there for Sasha Banks, as after that, we got Peyton Royce defeating Liv Morgan. We got Roman Reigns calling out Big E, which starts up a Reigns and Big E feud, which I like to see. We got McIntyre and Edge going one-on-one with Edge defeating Drew McIntyre. We then have Asuka calling out Peyton Royce. Didn't seem to affect anything with them, so that's kind of interesting. And then after that, we got Big E defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin in the main event. Now, it looks like they once again ran another NXT Women's UK Tag Title match, so, you know, it is what it is with that. But, did they beat us in the rankings? That's what I need to know. That's what I got to know. Did they overtake us? They did not, but oh my God, if we lose next week, it's over. They took the rankings. They took the rankings if we lose next week. We cannot lose this next week. I risked it on this show. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I bought 2 new free agents, decided to use both of them on this show while also trying to build up some rivalries. But it doesn't look like it really evened out for me, but who knows? You never know. Hopefully we're still in the lead, but we open things up with Peyton Royce defeating Liv Morgan. After that, we got Roman Reigns and Big E building up their little feud ski. After that, Rhea Ripley defeats new signing Beth Phoenix. We then have a call-out promo with Asuka calling out Peyton Royce to build them back up. Bayley, another new signing, defeats Alexa Bliss. We then have a call-out promo between Sasha Banks and Liv Morgan to help them out a little bit. And in the main event of the evening, Edge and Big E retain the tag titles against Stone Cold Steve Austin and Drew McIntyre. Now over on NXT UK, again, doesn't look like they did anything kind of crazy here on this card. Looks kind of like what they've been doing. Maybe we held out. Maybe we held out. Did we? Could we? Should we? we did, just barely did we hold out. So can we keep this lead as we head in to the final 2 shows? I hope so. NXT UK is fighting for their life right now to overtake me in the ratings, and they're coming very, very close. But in our opening contest here on the go-home show to WrestleMania, we got Edge defeating Drew McIntyre, and after that, Roman Reigns calls out Big E. We got Rhea Ripley defeating Beth Phoenix to raise up their little rivalry. We then got Big E calling out Roman Reigns to raise their rivalry up. Stone Cold is now going up for a win against Finn Balor. We then have Peyton Royce calling out Asuka to raise their rivalry up. And then in the main event of the evening, Asuka defeats Liv Morgan. To take a look at what they did over here, the only thing I noticed is that they did 2 tables matches, which, you know, didn't really help them out too much. I mean, it did make them tie the opener, but their mid-card second one, that was a normal match, and then they tied the other one. All right, so I mean, I guess it kind of evened out for them, but did they overtake us in the rivalries or in the rankings? I don't know. They did not. Oh, we are up by 5,000. We're still not there. We're still not in the clear, but with 1 show left, can we win yet again in MyGM? Mania, I was not able to use Asuka. They vetoed Asuka from me. Asuka was the most popular person on my roster, and I had a banging feud with Peyton Royce. I can't believe that, man. But nevertheless, it looks like we did all right. But we kicked things off at WrestleMania with Peyton Royce defeating Liv Morgan. We then have Beth Phoenix defeating Rhea Ripley. We got Drew McIntyre defeating Edge in a Extreme Rules match. We got Finn Balor defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin in an Extreme Rules match. In the main event of the evening, Big E has become your NXT champion, winning a TLC match against Roman Reigns. Meanwhile, this is what we got to go with NXT UK. You got a big kind of crazy matchup. I'm not gonna lie to you. These are kind of good. These are kind of good. But that main event, I don't know why you would put that main event on. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't know why you would do that at WrestleMania. Now, did we win? That's the only thing I care about. Are we the winners? We are the champions, my friends. Let's go, bro. Once again, we have won WWE 2K22 MyGM. It became really, really close there at the end, man. It became really, really close there. Look at the budget problems that I had halfway through the season, man. That was crazy. But nevertheless, we did pick up the win here today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this one. And as always and forever, take it easy though, guys. Peace.